Mark from the Eternal, thanks for joining me.
My pleasure, mate. Always is.
It is a great pleasure indeed. We haven't spoken for a couple of years since Skinwalker came out, but we've got a brand new album, Obscured Horizons, which will
Absolutely.
be hitting us very soon. Let's talk about that.
Yes, Obscured Horizons, album number eight, 17th, 18th of September. It's out. Obviously, we've got three singles out already from the album, and our second full-length album with the current stable lineup of myself, Richie Pote, Nicholas Edelvori, and Jan Reckberger. Oh, and an
How's
EP
it?
in between there.
Yeah, we didn't speak about that though. Um, how's it going with two members here, two members over there? How are you doing it?
It's brilliant. I mean, we've got no problems at all. It's probably the most communication and sort of collaborative and creative lineup that we've had. I think we've obviously all got recording studios. We're all sound engineers, and we all do the production together. So primarily in my studio here and in Jan's studio in Helsinki. And yeah, it just like it's a very creative process, and those guys, all band members, are like writing demos and contributing demos, and that's the first in the 24-year history of the
Hmm.
band or whatever it is now, where every member, like particularly on Obscured Horizons, yeah, time flies. Obscured Horizons, like I mean, the guys were submitting like fully decked out demos, including Jan, which had guitars and everything on it. It was it's we can't help but have a load of material when everyone's sort of throwing their hat in the ring, and obviously it all filters through my voice at the end of the day and kind of bringing the concept of it together, but it works really well, and we've got like a good team of people sort of coordinating stuff behind the scenes these days, so helping us with that stuff anyway. So there's some really good stuff ahead, and I think this album is like a very good representation of the four of us working together.
Hmm. How much, with everybody contributing like seemingly all the time, did it get to a point where you're like, calm the down, and how much did you have to cull?
Well, that's where the Celestial EP came in. So
Hmm.
we had some time up our sleeve, Mel, because we finished Skinwalker maybe 2022 to be realistic.
Yeah.
But we were working out the deal with Raining Phoenix Music, so we were kind of sitting on that record, and but we were vibing off the good time we had making it. So we just started writing
Yeah.
immediately. So
Yeah.
we ended up with, I think, 15 or 16 initial demos, and by the time like Skinwalker came out, we already had. I was already back in Helsinki like for a month, like editing and working on those demos. Then we signed the contract. Skinwalker came out, and then we went about starting immediately recording recording this record. So and then it got to a point where our label manager was like, "Hey, do you guys want to split this up and release something in between?" So then we were like, oh, okay, cool. So we split it nicely down this lot suits this. Like they said, you want to do an EP, and we were like, yeah, but we're not going to do one of those filler things that bands do where they have a song and two live songs, and because they
Hmm.
suggest, oh, do you want to throw in a live version of Death Like Silence? I'm like, no, we're going to make it's going to have an
Yeah.
intro, it's going
Yeah.
to be a piece, it's going to be its own theme. So that was cool. That slowed us down with Obscured Horizons for a second because we focused on Celestial, and then bang, as soon as Celestial was out, we recorded Celestial EP and Obscured Horizons all at the same time, but they were mixed at separate times.
Right.
And I still
Mhm.
had the vocals to do after Celestial, so it's just been constant. Um, and now it's like we actually want to try and start recording another one next year, so we've got to get back back to writing again.
Settle
I mean,
down.
we
Settle
got
down.
you got to strike while the iron's hot. I'm
Yeah.
not
Right.
getting any younger, so just ride it out to the end at this point. But yeah, no, it's no real settling down. We just kind of catalog stuff. Like Richie's already got demos coming in and I've got a bunch. I know Kirk Hammett's famous riff tape thing, but I'm sitting here in a really expensive recording studio with my riffs on the phone. So,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, yeah. That
but
doesn't
yeah,
surprise me actually.
yeah, because it's immediate, right? So, but yeah, no shortage of stuff, and the collaboration is very strong at the moment. So I'm really happy with it, all of that.
How much have you played live with this lineup? Have you indeed played live with it?
Yes, yes, we have.
Mm-hmm.
We did the first time live with this lineup was Skinwalker tour back in 2025 across Australia. Last year we did Finland with Cemetery Skyline. That was a definite high point. We did shows with Swallow the Sun at the start of the year in Australia,
Mm-hmm.
and we're doing
Oh,
the
yeah, I
Amorphis.
missed that. I was crooked that night. Yeah, damn. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, well, that's probably good because I was really sick that night in the Adelaide. Like, and the bass player had to do most of the singing. Like, my voice was
Yeah,
completely
right.
gone. Got
Yeah.
really sick along the way. I mean, we soldiered through, but you know, being that we're a vocal orientated kind of band, it was quite stressful to have, us out in the car park trying to work out what parts I could sing, But
Yeah. Yeah.
we got through the show, but I would say, yeah, and we've definitely got a run of things happening next year as well abroad. So but we're not playing like at all times. I mean, obviously, I still have a day job and Jan's in Amorphis, and me and Richie are over here still, having day jobs. So we work around Amorphis, what Jan's doing with Amorphis. I mean, that pays his bills, and that's his main jam, and we're cool with that. Um, and I've got a stable career at university here, teaching audio and music industry related stuff. So you know, we're cool. We just kind of, but we're always working on the material and the band and moving things forward. And then when we get to do the touring together, like we try to spend at least a month together every year throughout the year doing face to face the eternal things. I think
Mm,
next year we're already got like 7 or 8 weeks locked in together to do
cool.
some stuff.
Tell
Yeah, it
us
works
about,
well, man.
just expand on that tour with Cemetery Skyline. Tell us about that.
That was sensational. It was a real joy. It was there. So Cemetery Skyline is a Finnish Swedish supergroup playing kind of
Mm,
a tribute to kind of gothic music and gothic metal, and it's the singer from Dark Tranquillity and the bass
mm,
player Demi Abugier and the drummer from Sentenced and the guitars from Insomnium and
mm,
Santeri from Amorphis. Great, great. They made their first record and it went fucking massive.
mm,
And
mm.
we got on a run with those guys. And so it was a completely sold out tour in Finland. And I would say just one of the highlights of the last few years was that sold out show in Tavastia in Helsinki. It's a beautiful night, the packed to the back wall, and me and Richard kind of just got off the plane, had a couple of quick rehearsals with the guys, and then I'm like, wow, I'm standing in the historical Tavastia, the heartogram up on the roof, and let's do it, So we had a good length set, and just us and them. So that was a really high point for this lineup because the whole tour was just so well put together, great crew, great shows, and we were really in good form on that tour as well. So yeah, that was awesome.
Mm. Sounds good. Now, Amorphous coming down here and you're hooking up with them. It's a
Mhm.
bit of a no-brainer. Um,
Double duties for our man on the drums.
yeah, yeah, well, I'm sure he's up to it.
Got to keep him working.
Yeah, got to keep those drummers going.
Yeah.
Right, so tell us what's in store for that. Do you know what's in store yet? Has anyone told you?
I mean, it's just the two of us again, the Eternal and Amorphis. We've played with Amorphis before. Obviously that's how we initially met our drummer. But
Mm,
yeah, so we've definitely spent time together before, and I've spent time with those guys over there as well, on a personal level. And yeah, so you're going to get obviously more for supporting the Borderland tour, and
yeah,
the new album, and obviously we're album launching Obscured Horizons on that run, and we've got a good solid hour set as well.
Good,
And
good,
it's
good.
going to be, we're sharing the same crew, so the sound's going to be really cohesive and powerful for the whole night. So I'm expecting a really like sort of strong, cohesive night. Not too many band changeovers, just bang the Eternal for an hour and Amorphis for like an hour and a half or whatever. So it's going to
Mm,
be really good. And we'll be playing obviously a good, healthy selection from the new record. We'll be dipping into Skinwalker, and we'll be, dipping into the past as well.
good. Mm. How good is that Borderlands album? My God.
Yeah, like it's really like grown on me, I have to say. Like I heard it before it came out, and I was like, um, you know, I really like, yeah, I was like, yeah, this is like, I think one of my favorite ones is actually Queen of Time, but
Yeah, yeah.
this one's like, after more listens, is really sort of starting to, mature with me, I think.
Mm. So tell us about some of the tracks on your latest one. The one that stood out for me is actually Lament for the Hollow. What can
Yeah,
you
so
say?
that's the opening track.
Mm.
Definitely got some, I think, and I was really pushing for that to be the opener. That was really based on some riffs that kind of Richie brought to the table, that whole intro section, and then we kind of shaped it together from there. But I love that one because it just opens. It's like it's a kind of a call to arms, isn't it? It's like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, it is. It's like just the big anthematic start, and then, very like symphonic and kind of dramatic, but it's got the prog, it's got the melodic, it's got all the things that I think, um, you know, represent like all the elements that follow through on the rest of the album are kind of, I think, introduced in that first song. And also we on purpose, like, we ditched the intro. We had an intro, and we were like, fuck that. Lament for the Hollow is the intro, right? So it was like we just bang straight in with that, ring out there. So, normally we like to like ease you into it, but this time we were like, nah, let's go straight into this. So yeah,
It was going to be too long with that intro, was it?
no, well, yeah, we were trying to fit it on a vinyl, like a single vinyl,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
we wanted 22 minutes per side. Like, we gave ourselves a little, the Eternal does, you've got Waiting for the Endless Dawn there. I mean, that opens with a 20-minute song, right?
that's what I was
So
getting at. Yeah,
yeah, so we purposefully, even with the gaps, we made things move a little quicker. We wanted the whole thing to kind of, we're just going for a different approach. Not trying to be more. I mean, doesn't no one's. You can't say we're trying to be more commercial, because it's just not. It's just we're trying to create a different feeling.
yeah,
So we wanted it to move quickly, and be 22 minutes. So yeah, the intro was going to push over the side limit, but also we just thought, hey, we had an intro on the Celestial EP. Like, well, let's ditch the intro. We're
yeah,
using the
yeah,
intro for the tour. Like, yeah, we've got the
yeah.
intro
Okay.
there for
Yeah.
the tour, but we took it off the record and just thought, well, Lament's got a whole thing, but minute and a half before the vocals come in. So, yeah, that's one of my favorite songs on the record. And then I think I've Seen the Dream is very different, like kind of moody ambient thing. And I think Liminality is like a nice 7-minute proggy thing. And obviously some of the additions from the other guys, like Nicholas wrote a lot of Yesterday's Gone, and Jan contributed a lot to harmony breaks and the title track, Obscured Horizons, as well.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, we all contribute, but there's always someone that plants the seed for the
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
demo.
Now you mentioned side length of vinyl with the resurgence of vinyl and everybody trying to rebuild their vinyl collections, and you're seeing more vinyl out there again. That's something that really you got to take into consideration again, isn't it? The length of the
Well,
side. If you try and jam too much, you end up doing the old Venom thing and it not sounding that great.
well, yeah. I mean, Skinwalker's a double vinyl, so
Mm.
that's, and from a record label perspective, they're like, "Can you not do that again?" That's so
You got the tap on the shoulder, did you? Yeah.
Well, yeah, a little bit like, can we make this a single vinyl? But then that actually plants a really good seed because, I come from the old days. So, I'm like,
Mm,
oh, cool. That gives like a scope. It gives like a canvas that you've got to paint on. You know what I mean? So we
mm,
had to do, but it also makes you be really critical and listen to your material and go, do I need this part of the song? Like, is this just me being self-indulgent or is this taking the song somewhere? So you know, me and Jan do a lot of back and forth and editing and it can be tense at times because we don't always agree, but
yeah.
we're both very strong about our opinions. Like it's like either me and him in Moon Unit in Helsinki, like pacing back and forth and slamming doors, or it's us here in Lucidity Sound. But the result always, you know, always we know that the other one's always right. So most of the time. But there's a couple of things I fought to the end as far as arrangements are concerned.
Interesting. Interesting. With your experience in sound engineering and recording and all that, what is the biggest improvement for you in technology lately in that regard?
Well, I think digital recording itself has improved a great deal. Like I would say, like, and don't get me wrong, like I have, if I could lower my camera, you would see that I have an immense amount of hardware equipment in front of me, more than I need by far. I have to admit that I don't need it. I own it because I like it. I like looking at it and I like playing with it. But there's been many times in the last years where I've pulled up an analog chain and been all romantic about the analog and the meters moving, and then I pull up a digital chain and the digital thing sounds better. And it pisses me off. Because it crushes your romanticism on analog is always better.
Yep.
Now, so that, and of course, like even guitar amp technology, like I'm endorsing, so I can say that I'm saying this from an endorsement perspective, Fractal Audio and the Axiflex 3. I mean, like I use a lot more of that technology on the records as well. So the amp modeling itself is getting a lot better, and the Eternal loves technology. That's the thing. We're not afraid about it, and Jan like loves it. And we're always talking about the new plugins and the new software, and we love the tinker the knobs, but we love the digital realm. And I just think that that technology is as good as it's ever been, and the computers processing speed, like like just the technology in audio is more accessible and more affordable to
Mm.
anybody that's ever been, and that's got to be a win for people that that want to make music and express themselves.
Mm. Look, for me with vinyl, you miss the old days of having that big chunk of cardboard in your hand with the big photos, the liner
Mhm.
notes, the lyrics, all that sort of stuff. But fucking put the needle on and 20 minutes, oh fuck, I got to change that. It's for me, it's all about ease of use and speed of use.
Yeah,
I want to
I,
fucking
I
listen to, I
agree.
want to fucking listen to that right now. So
What
you do.
I do vinyl is like, so I've got a record player and all that, and
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I've
that's all
got
right. Yeah.
records up on the walls, and I use it as like a special occasion thing. So I'm
Yeah.
having like Saturday morning downstairs coffee with my partner and the animals, and we'll put a record on, and like open the blinds and enjoy the sun and put a record on and just have it going, and that's like for me what I'm doing when I'm on the go. It's like streaming, and
Mm.
actually I did buy an iPod a little while ago, and I put a bunch of songs on there so I wouldn't be distracted by social media while I was listening to music. And that was a really fun experience.
I've got a second phone here that doesn't have a SIM card in it.
Yeah, same
And
concept.
it's just my music player. And yeah, that's it. And I
Yeah.
work like second camera. It's one that I won't cry over if I drop it and it cracks. But that's a no distraction audio. Oh, one with a 3.5 plug.
Oh, definitely not on my phone here, but
No,
yeah, I
not on
definitely
my
agree with you.
Samsung either.
I think like trying to, and I think that's why vinyls come back, is because people want to connect to the music, you know. So I am doing that in my own way, like trying to, because you know the attention span for albums isn't what it used to be. So you know, even keeping attention span for people for one song is really hard work in 2026. But
On a personal level, do you still listen to albums, or do you stream and go where the algorithm takes you?
When I'm on the go, I'm usually on a shuffle. When I'm doing the record thing, I'm listening to an album, like you know, doing the side, you know, and I still go record shopping. You know, went record shopping earlier with my mate Tom, and we were out, you know, getting Malmsteen and Savatage and all kinds of shit, and you know, just old school stuff. There's a great record store in Melbourne, and you know, just like I still love it. And then you come home, you put them on, listen to, you know, the full side and everything. But when I'm on the go in the car or whatever, it's mostly a shuffle. And when I'm writing the Eternal stuff, it's like mostly the Eternal, because I'm writing while I'm driving in my mind. So so we don't have any. We haven't really jumped into the process, which will jump into a month or so. So at the moment, I'm shuffling in the car, and I'm full albums in the downstairs.
Tell us about your guitar. You got that handy?
Oh, my new guitar here. I will leave on this note because I do have another interview after this one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sure, man.
Recently had this beautiful guitar made by Anthony Bell in Melbourne. He's a master luthier. I could not have even dreamed of this thing we created together here. I can look at the back of the headstock and see the Eternal logo and my signature. So it's a monster. You can't see it because I can't get it in the camera. Baritone guitar, custom wound pickups by Anthony. Every aspect of this guitar was made to my specifications, which is just blows my mind. Like, why do I deserve a guitar made to my own specifications? But here we are, you know. So I think it's a unique because you know we play B2B, but you know I don't need the 7 strings. So I've moved to the baritone thing, and this guitar has a neck that I can't believe is this thin on a baritone guitar. Double carbon fiber reinforcement. I strongly suggest, if you want a beautiful custom-made guitar made by someone that really understands, like just hitting the wood and he knows what it's going to sound like. I mean, go see Anthony Bell. Guitar is, you know, the best thing that I've ever owned, and I've got another one in production at the moment. So, and I'll be debuting this on the AMORPHIS tour, and I am loving every second. In between interviews tonight, it's in my hands the whole time. So loving this, and I can't wait to start recording new material with this guitar. It's just very inspirational.
Right. Put it down carefully, because you need both your hands free. Come, put it down.
I already got a little thing under there. Don't tell anyone. But...
good. Right, we'll wrap it up so you can get on to the next one, mate.
Yes,
do us a favour. Do us a favour for the social screenshots and everything. Look right in the camera. Give us right in the camera. Give us in the camera. Come on. There we go. Yeah. Right. Hey, Mark, thanks for having a chat, man.
I'll see you next time, man. Take care, right?
Good luck with the album. Good luck on that tour. Look after yourselves.
Cheers, man. We'll see you soon. Take care.
Yeah. Cheers, mate.
Bye.
Bye.